Hey, this is Vince from Untethered Audio, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get your DataLooper pedal completely up to date. So the first step is go to untetheredaudio.com, highlight the support tab, and then go to the resources page. You can then download the DataLooper installer here for either Mac or Windows, and when you do that, it will download a zip file that, when extracted, looks like this. So from this DataLooper build folder, you can install the remote script. You have the Ableton template for both 10 and 11. You have the firmware and then the firmware updater. Now on a Mac, you can simply use this DataLooper remote script package, open this, and then follow the prompts to automatically install the remote script. On a PC, you can extract this remote script file here, and it will spit out this folder that has the actual script in it, and you can manually install this to the user library remote script. Now, if you don't know what that is or where that is, Ableton has a great article on installing third-party remote scripts, and you can see that the folder structure looks like this. You're going to go to users, your username, documents, Ableton user library, and then you're going to place the unzipped remote script in a remote script folder that you might have to create. The entire folder needs to go in there. And that's on a PC. The Mac one will just automatically install. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is make sure the firmware is completely up to date. So if you have an older DataLooper pedal that doesn't have a screen on it, you'll use this Rev 1 firmware. If you have the kind of most up-to-date DataLooper pedal that just has a small screen on it, you'll use this Rev 2. And to update, all you do is just open this DataLooper updater. And you might have to say OK, since Mac is very secure. And then it should show the DataLooper pedal as long as it's plugged in directly to the computer. You'll then go upload here. You'll find that Rev 2 script. So we'll go into the DataLooper build folder, Rev 2, and then you'll see this kind of just go across and nothing will really happen on the pedal. So once that goes back to the DataLooper logo, then your firmware is completely up to date. So after you do that, everything should just work. You should be able to use the DataLooper pedal normally. But if you wanted to go back to the default template, you can go to the DataLooper config software, which you can get to directly from the Untethered site from the support page, and then go to the DataLooper config. And then you can open that DataLooper default config that came with the DataLooper package. So if you go to resources, you'll see DataLooper new template here. You can open that up. And then to send this configuration over, first make sure Ableton's closed, or at least that the transport is stopped, and that the DataLooper pedal is directly connected, not going through an unpowered USB hub. And then you can click this USB icon to make a connection attempt. Now, when you do that, you should see config show up on the little screen on the DataLooper pedal. And then when you press send current program, this upload arrow, you'll see everything go red for a moment and then go green. At that point, the DataLooper pedal is then flashed and ready to use. You can then close this or just click the USB icon again to disconnect and then open up Ableton and things should just work. So that should be every aspect. Now, if you're an older DataLooper customer, one additional thing to think about is that if you have previously manually installed a remote script, in order to make sure that you don't have any duplicates of the remote script, I would recommend just making sure that in the old remote script location, there's not a DataLooper script. So if you go to Ableton 10 or 9 or 11, right click on it, go to show package contents, go to contents, app resources, MIDI remote scripts. You'll see all of the other factory remote scripts here, and you just want to make sure that DataLooper doesn't exist here anymore. If it does, it can cause a conflict where basically there's two remote scripts and Ableton doesn't know which one to look for. Now, after that, you should be good, and enjoy your data looping.